After all expenses for a travel event have been added to the expense report, the report can be reviewed and submitted. Review the list of frequently used expenses to verify you have added all expenses from your trip. In this example, there was a free airport shuttle with the hotel, so there were no ground transportation charges to claim. I've noted that in the hotel expense, not only for the approvers, but also for the employee's future reference if they travel to Austin again in the future. Review any exceptions. Reminder, please attach the conference agenda to this expense report under Receipts. If not listed in agenda, please make a comment for any meals that were provided as part of the conference registration fee. This reminder stays with your report after the agenda is attached. So I can attach the agenda to the receipt packet by selecting Receipts, Attach Receipt Images. Or you can create a $0 expense and attach the agenda to that. I'll use Miscellaneous, complete all the required fields, use 0, select Save, and then I can simply drag the agenda over to that expense. Now, conference agenda is attached. Note that the yellow exception is still visible even after I've attached the agenda. Some of the yellow exceptions are reminders and stay with the report as a flag to remind approvers to review the agenda. This reminder stays with your report after the agenda is attached. Now let's review the totals. Select the Details, Totals. See that the total amount of the report is $703.91 with $8 less in personal expenses. In the company disbursements section, the amount due employee is $437.95 and the amount due university paid is $257.96. These amounts total the $605.91 that's on the report. The $257.96 amount is the airfare that was purchased through Concur. The $437.95 amount due employee is the amount that the employee will be reimbursed from the out-of-pocket expenses on the expense report. Go ahead and select Submit. Accept and submit the user electronic agreement. Here you can leave feedback for SAP Concur or select Close. Now let's look at the expense report status and follow it through the workflow. Here is the expense report we just submitted. The status shows pending external validation, which remember is a real-time budget check. This takes just a few seconds. Refresh the screen by selecting Expense at the top in the black bar. You'll notice that the expense report is now pending approval from our test user, first name approver, last name approver. All approvers are prompted with an email alert that they have an expense report to approve. The time it takes for an expense report to be completely approved is dependent on those approvers. For the sake of this demonstration, we'll move through the workflow to final approval. Refresh the screen by selecting Expense at the top in the black bar. Now the approval status shows pending cost object approval. Since there could be multiple cost object approvers, a name is not listed here. Open the pending expense report to see the name of the person this expense report is awaiting approval. Select Details, select Approval Flow. Select this caret next to None, and see that the expense report is awaiting approval from our test user, first name COA1, last name COA1. Now let's see what it looks like after it has been approved by the cost object approver. Refresh the screen by selecting Expense at the top. See that the expense report has been approved and is now in accounting review. At this stage, the travel office will do an audit and review. Refresh the screen by selecting Expense at the top in the black bar. After the travel office completes their audit and review, the expense report is in the status Processing Payment. After payment is made, the report will no longer be visible here. To view the report, select Report Library. Select the expense report. You can view the audit trail by selecting Details, Audit Trail. Here you can see the employee submitted it. Shortly after, the approver approved. Shortly after that, cost object approver, and then the travel office processor. Select Manage Expenses to see current report status. The expense report status is approved, and the payment status is Processing Payment. After the reimbursement is paid, the payment status will show Payment Confirmed.